Hello. I feel like I say hello the same way every single time. I probably do. Anyway, the window into my studio is open again today. And every Thursday I keep popping on here live to share what I'm up to in the studio and kind of let you watch whatever it is I'm working on at the moment. So I'm currently still working on Feeling Enlightened, which is my feeling in progress. And today I'm stitching some really gorgeous turquoise color. So I'll share that with you in a little bit. I'll flash it to the camera because it's a really pretty, deep, beautiful turquoise, pretty fabric. So I'm stitching that today, and I'm going to talk a little bit, because I'm making Feeling Enlightened, I'm going to talk a little bit about my own journey to enlightenment. Oh my God, I can't talk. My own journey to enlightenment. Which isn't really a journey, because we're all actually already enlightened. It's within us. We just don't really know it. So I'm going to get kind of woo today, and because I'm making a woo feeling here, and really state of being more so is a more accurate term. But yeah, whatever feeling I'm making, I have a tendency to really kind of contemplate that feeling as I'm making it, and so that's kind of what then occupies my thoughts. And helps me to create the art as it is. So, but it's funny because I don't think so much about the feeling as I'm designing it as I do when I'm stitching it, probably because I call the stitching phase my stitch meditation. And so, because again, that's sort of a really contemplative area of things. So today, basically, I'm contemplating out loud when I'm here on the video. So that's what I'm doing today. We'll sew for a while. I don't know how long we'll hang out. Maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes. I don't know. It's just really going to depend until I kind of wind down on the talking. I'm taking limits off of how long I talk in terms of these things and how long these lives are, because I realized that was creating some restriction. And that's part of this whole journey to enlightenment thing, or this awareness of an enlightened state, that these things kind of rise up. And so we learn to, the more you can release and not resist, the easier it is to sort of reach an enlightened state. So anyway, let's get you pointed towards the sewing machine, and I'll get stitching underway, and then, like I said, I'll just sort of talk a little bit about beingness. So thanks for hanging out with the woo today. So all right, get me pointed. Pointed the right direction. My arm in the way. Turn my microphone just so it's pointing more towards me. Let's try that angle. So my glasses. So anyway, yeah. So I'm creating Enlightened, and that's got me contemplating, what it really means. And I think as humans, we think, we listen to the gurus, and we read the books, or we do whatever, and we think enlightenment is this place we're supposed to go. It's some goal we're supposed to achieve, and I'm coming to discover that that's not accurate. Enlightenment is more a matter of accepting that there really is no me, there is no you. We're housed in a body as a construct to sort of take us through this human existence. So it gives us this vessel from which to learn. Same thing with our mind. It's all kind of a construct, because our eternal beingness is that of spirit. And so it's formless. It's all energetic. It's energetic vibration. Just as our thoughts are energetic vibration, our feelings are energetic vibrations. Everything is energy, and they've proven this, right? The fancy scientists like Einstein and the rest of them have proven that everything is actually energy, and we're just our human body is just vibrating at such a level that we can be seen. So, but the thing I'm sort of thinking about today is the truth, the universal truth, that each of us are already enough. Exactly as we are. We don't actually need anything else. We don't, there's nothing outside of us that will make us more whole. We're whole to begin with. and to end with, right? But what happens is we sit here and we go through life thinking we're not enough. We think, oh, I need this, or I need that, or I'll be happy when. And then we get there, and for a split second, we have this feeling of freedom because we achieved whatever it was we told ourselves was the thing we needed the most. And then we move on to the next thing. And we're constantly like processing these thoughts and these desires as if they were destinations to get to. And then when we do, or if we do reach them, we don't really even celebrate them. And what's really happening is all of this stuff is coming from a place of lack, right? So if you want something, a desire, right? We're taking the sexual connotation out of the term desire here. It's just anything you want or anything you feel that you need is a desire. So if you think you need another cup of coffee, that's a desire. All right. If you think you need a different job, that's a desire. If you think the only way you'll be happy is to work for yourself, that's a desire. And you cling to these desires, and then they become thoughts, and you tend to let them spin through your head. I know I do. This is my journey, or my experience with this. It's not really a journey, it's all an experience. So my experience is this stuff will spin through my head, and that gets me stuck, right? Because I start thinking, well, I don't have it, I want it. And it creates this really strong sense of lack, or experience of lack, because I don't have whatever this thing is that I desire. And so it keeps me stuck, and it keeps me kind of chained down, and in this place that really isn't my true self. And this holds true for everyone. If I'm constantly thinking about all the things that I want or think I need, how do I get them? And then, like I said, I get them, and then I don't think about them anymore, and they're not even appreciated. Okay. But when we have those moments, because I think enlightenment is less it's not a destination to get to. It's moments we experience throughout our human lifetime. And then certainly live within it when we're in our spirit realm lifetimes. But we get the thing, we feel the freedom, and then we move on to the next thing. And so we're constantly chasing. And the more we chase stuff, this lack, this desire, this need, this want, the more dissatisfied we are, the more unhappy we are. And so it's less even about thoughts become things, although we do manifest what we think about, because that's what we're focused on. But there's so much negativity underneath. There's so much this lack thing that contributes to this. I'm not enough. I won't be enough until I get this thing I need. It blocks us. And so I'm currently sort of working on this thing where I think of I try to view, I shouldn't say think about my thoughts. Although contemplation and meditation is often thinking about thoughts, and then trying to release them. But as I work to try to release and let go of things so that I'm not experiencing this lack from desiring, wanting, needing so much, I'm picturing all of my thoughts and desires as though I'm putting them in little boxes. And I'm putting them in a box, and so here's a box that says, I need to eat a snack in the late afternoon, right? I absolutely don't. I'm trying to lose a couple pounds. I don't need snacks, right? But I sit there and late afternoon will come around and I'm going to think about, I need a snack. I need some crackers. I need something like this, right? So I'll feel this lack of crackers. So then I go get the crackers, and then I feel like crap because I ate fucking crackers, right? So what I'm trying to do is imagine that this want or need for something as mundane and simple as an afternoon snack of some crackers, because I like salty. I'm trying to picture putting that desire, that thought, into a little box. I'm picturing this in my mind, and then I'm putting the little box down, and I'm letting it go. I'm walking away from it. And what I'm finding as I do this, as I practice this, sort of observing. It requires one to observe what they're thinking of, what they're desiring, what it is they think they want or they need. And so I'm observing them so I can put them in the little box. And then I can observe myself putting the little box down and walking away from it. Again, all pictured in my head. Although one could certainly do this as a physical practice. You could get some little boxes and write down, I want crackers, or whatever it is. Put it in the little box, then put the little box down and walk away from the box, right? So you could create this absolutely in our human, in the illusion that is our human reality. But I do it in my head. So anyway, I'm practicing putting the cracker idea or cracker need into a little box. I put the little box in the down, and I walk away from it. And what happens is that it's like the box was really heavy, right? And so I'm releasing some weight of lack, because lack weighs a shit ton, whereas abundance and enlightenment weighs nothing. It's featherweight. But as I put down these heavy wants and needs and desires in their individual little boxes, and I step away from them, I feel myself lifted as though I was lifted by thousands of helium balloons, and I float, and there's this freedom, which is ultimately what I won't even say I was looking for, because I wouldn't know that that's what I was looking for until I've experienced it. But what I've experienced now is that there's this freedom that comes from this, from knowing that I'm enough exactly as I am, without the crackers, without the coffee, without whatever it is, right? Without that job, without that money, without etc. I'm enough exactly as I am, exactly where I am. And I put it in the box, and I put it down, and I walk away, and I get lifted by those balloons, and suddenly I feel freedom, and I feel joy, and I feel this inner contentment and satisfaction and happiness, which is really, I think, what feeling enlightened, or the state of enlightenment, is. It's this freedom and understanding, or this freedom that comes with understanding and knowing and accepting that one is enough exactly as one is. It's the freedom and acceptance of realizing our own innate spiritual abundance that we come to this human plane with. We forgot it, because that's the whole part of becoming human, right? Is we forget what our true existence is, our true beingness is, which is this state of abundance and enlightenment and freedom and joy. And we have these moments when we have these moments of experiencing that here in our humanness, that's enlightenment. And then another thought or another desire pops up, and it weighs us down, and we sink back down, and we're constantly sliding up and down that scale, right? So these are the things that I'm contemplating as I'm working on this piece, feeling enlightened, right? And like I said today, it's like that I'm not my thoughts, right? Sometimes we'll sit there and we'll think about this, like, okay, my thought is I want to work for myself, right? I want to make a living as an artist. So I'm doing these videos, I'm doing these Facebook Lives, I'm learning how to market, I'm creating my art, I'm opening up shops, I'm doing all of these things, and there's nothing wrong with doing all of these things, right? But when I do them while also clinging to the outcome that this is all going to work, I'm going to become this great, wonderful, high-paid artist, and I'm going to make lots and lots of money, and this is how I'm going to earn my income and everything else. When I cling to that as like it's a have to, it's a must, it's like I won't be satisfied with my life if I don't get it, I actually push it away. I actually create lack in my own beingness, because I feel as though I'm not enough without those things. And so I'm actually letting this go. I'm still going to make my art, I'm still going to show up on video, I'm still going to market, I'm still going to do all those things, but it's not, and it's going to, the outcome is going to be what the outcome is going to be, and I'll be just fine no matter how it comes out. Because one of the things that has driven me for years is this bone deep need to feel like I got to work for myself. And I'm not saying I don't want to still do that, because I like it. I do enjoy the freedom of it. But ultimately, that's what I was seeking, was the freedom that I imagined came from working for oneself. And yes, there is something. I can set my own schedule, and I'm not held accountable to anybody. I don't have to show up a certain time. I don't have to do any of that stuff. So there's some freedom certainly in there. But I thought it was the be all end all. I thought it would make me just beyond happy. And what I have found in the year and a half or so that I've been doing this on my own is that working for oneself is a lot of work, right? It's, yes, you've got certain freedoms, and no, you don't have to report to anybody else, but there's still these thoughts of, well, I still have to make this much money, or I have to do this, or I have to do that, and so it still creates the sense of lack. So even this thing that I desire, that I think is part of who, I know I'm here to make art, right? I know that. My calling is to be creative. Absolutely calling to be creative. But I'm also here in this lifetime to learn to let go, to release how things are going to happen, to learn how to release the outcome. Because as humans, we hold ourselves back from enlightenment by trying to push. We push, and we allow things to pull at us, and as a result, we end up blocking ourselves because we get so chained down to these imagined results of how things must be, have to be, that we continue to create the lack, which is the exact opposite of what we're trying to do as humans living, spiritual beings living a human existence. So I'm letting go all kinds of things. I'm releasing. I'm releasing my need to have to go to the ocean to be spiritual and connect with divinity. I live, 30 minutes from the ocean now, which is awesome. I haven't done that in decades. And I'm realizing when we first moved to Florida, I thought, oh my God, that's gonna be so awesome to do that. Well, with the virus, going to the beach isn't really a possibility. At least if I want to go and not have it be crowded and virusy. So I've let it go. That's not where I need to go. Everything's within me. Divinity is within me. Divinity is within you. Enlightenment is within me. Enlightenment is within you. We're all already there. We're all already enough, exactly as we are. And I think as we study that more, or consider it more, or allow ourselves to feel it more, and release those wants, needs, desires, put them in their little boxes, and let them go, put them down, relieve ourselves of the burden of them, we find ourselves experiencing more abundance and that freedom and that joy, which is really what we were seeking all along. And I hate to kind of use the word seeking because that implies that we're going after something. But what I found, like I said, when I hit these enlightened states, these moments of enlightenment, I realized that the freedom and abundance and joy I was looking for was within the letting go all along. So that's my bit of rambling today. I'm going to show you this turquoise. Let's use this color. I did these. Isn't that gorgeous? The light's not. I don't have any light on because it's so sunny in here, but that's the color I'm working on right now. There's one more strip of it that I'll finish up today, and then there's some more turquoise to do, and some green, and then I move into the yellow. So yay! But that's what I've got today. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Sometimes it's just me talking out loud. And that's okay too. So anyway, if you come back to this later at some point in time, I hope you get whatever you need from it. But thanks for stopping by and peeking in the window to my studio. And just a reminder, if you want to be the first to see new work when it's finished, when it's completed, like this piece here, when it's completely done, then you need to get on my email list, because that's where folks on my email list get to see the new work first. I show bits and pieces on social media, but my email list sees the new piece first. So if you want that little privilege, go ahead and DM me your email address and I'll put you on my list. All right. I only send stuff out once a week. I'm actually considering potentially sending out stuff a little bit less, but I haven't really decided right now. It's once a week, every Monday. But yeah, get on my email list. Drop me a DM with your email. I'll put you on my email list. You'll get something from me every Monday. It's got a video. It's got an article you can read. You can watch. Your call. But for now, thanks so much for peeking into the window into my studio and joining me here for a little bit as I ponder my woo-ness. And until next time, take care, stay healthy, peace and love. Bye-bye.